this is Mickey from Neo39 Super Friends episode 4, day 4. We're almost at the end, but we're here right now with my man in the place to be, Rigo. Y'all may have seen him in the store. He's my assistant buyer and close personal friend, and he came to drop a couple gems on y'all today. So let's go see what we... Alright. So show me, man, what do you got dropping for us?
Okay, so you see some very, very nice things as far as Super Friends collection. But I'm gonna go a little different. I'm not gonna bore you guys with any kind of Jordans, any kind of maybe other expected releases you might see. But I want to go for something a little more personal, maybe some stories that moved me per se, but that are near and dear to my heart. So things that I went through, things that that are very special to me, and that manifested itself through footwear. I mean, what other way could it be, right? It's got to start from the bottom up. So
that's exactly how it is, and that's what I want to do with the Super Friends. It's all about shoes that have a meaning to you, not necessarily what's the expected, but what has some sentimental value for you. The heartache, the trials, the tribulation, the blood and sweat that went into getting it.
Definitely.
So let's see.
Well, I'm gonna start. Good thing about both these shoes I'm gonna show you, it's a lot of positives. So I'll start with one of the bigger positives. I'm a huge, self-admitted nerd, geek, Star Wars fanatic. So back in 2009, when Adidas announced that they were launching the Star Wars collection, I damn near had a heart attack.
Right.
The blogs were on fire. I remember even certain unnamed blogs were giving it a lot of flack because they're like, how can these two licensing giants come together and create this bastardization of a shoe? But I mean, I think the end result was
phenomenal.
Awesome. Phenomenal.
That's what I'm saying.
So the first launch was highly coveted. People were lining up for it. There wasn't much of a presence in stores yet because the Adidas Originals as a label was barely getting launched.
Right.
The Adidas Original store in Melrose, I think, had just opened, and it was hard to get. So I missed out on the first capsule. I was heartbroken. I didn't know how I was going to get it, and I felt that I deserved it because it was right around my birthday. So I thought that I was doomed, and I had to resort to eBay and Craigslist. But my sister, being the person that she is, made some calls, made some things happen, and she surprised me on my birthday.
So you got some connects going on in the family.
Something like that. I think my sister was finally listening and she came through with this fantastic piece. This is from Capsule 2 of 2010 Adidas Original Star Wars. My favorite character from Star Wars is the Stormtrooper.
Dude, I gotta say before you go any further, that is an ill box. I cannot even front on that. That's just like incredible. It's a work of art. The box itself is a collector's piece.
It really is. I mean, the idea and the execution just in the box alone is awesome. I mean, you can see the details. May the Force be with you in different languages. You see the tray foil. All of that. Anyway, so getting into the shoe, I had a hard time with the shoe because I didn't want to wear it for the longest time. And had we shot this maybe 2-3 weeks ago, it would have been in pristine condition. It would have been brand new. But I wore it for my birthday because I received it for my birthday 2 years ago. So here it is.
But you know what I say? As much as things are collectors, I feel like you should wear everything you own.
I agree. And
so,
I mean,
I give it up to you for wearing it.
I did, and check out the paper. I mean,
it's bad, dude.
You got the blasters, you got the silhouetted Stormtrooper helmet. By the way, rest in peace to Ralph McQuarrie. He's basically the architect of any kind of Star Wars design. Here's the shoe. It was pristine white maybe 2 weeks ago, but whatever. Let's not get into that.
It's all good. I know you had a crazy birthday, and I know I missed it, and that's my bad. But I remember you telling me the next day, like you pretty much couldn't remember much of anything. So we know whatever may have happened to this shoe was justified.
Definitely. Here is the hang tag that came with it. Now this was one of 3 shoes. There was 3 superstars that dropped with it. The Darth Vader, black, red detailing. Then there was the Star Wars, which was the duel between good and bad. And then this Stormtrooper, which is more dear to my heart. You can see the almost 35th anniversary Stan Smith emblazoned piece there, but this time it's a Stormtrooper. You see the same print on the inside.
That's so bad.
On the insole. If you look at the sole, you have half a Stormtrooper
That's
helmet,
what I'm loving, dude.
which was once icy. And then, of course, if you're gonna do it the Run DMC way, you can definitely show off the boom tongue. Now, this was hard to get because it's sold out, and I had, again, shout out to my sister for coming through with that. So, bless her for finally going into that with me, but she did me one better.
Oh!
And got me the track jacket.
Okay. I want to know if there's anybody who has this, comment on it. Comment on it, because that is ill.
Now this I can't find myself to wear just because, I don't know, I think I'll pass it on to my children or something.
Dude, you gotta wear that. You know I'm a total track jacket guy, and I rock it with Nike, Adidas, and Puma, all the brands. This is ill. You gotta rock this jacket.
Now if you check out the detailing, you've got on the paper, on the hoodie, on the insole of the shoe, of course. I've actually gotten a lot of offers for this. Some DJ from Britain, who I'll leave nameless, offered me a couple hundred for this, but I just couldn't find myself to let it go.
You can't, man.
Maybe
I'm gonna say you're
we'll see.
coordinated.
You know,
Not to take it off Boomerang, but coordinated.
I try. So this one's the nearest to my heart.
I feel you,
as
man.
far as nostalgia goes, as far as pulling at the heartstrings.
Right.
Now the next piece here, it's a little more me, I want to say. I've always
Orange
been
box.
a trainer head. I've always been an Air Max guy. I've always been more of a runner type shoe. Wasn't heavy into basketball shoes. So when this came out, there was a lot of good things about it. I'm gonna show you the 1995 Air Max. Of course, this is the Kashima Antlers edition. Now, a lot of people didn't know what Kashima Antlers was when it came out.
Educate us from it.
This is a Japanese soccer team that plays in the Japanese J League. One of the more successful soccer teams at that. What's funny is the Japanese J League has always been sponsored heavy by Adidas. So for Nike to get this done, I have no idea how they did it, but I'm so glad they did. Consequently, the team colors are not gold, tan, any of this. They're red and black.
Okay.
So for this to happen, no idea how it did, but I'm so happy they did it. Now, I love this shoe, obviously because it's gold, it's gaudy, it's very in your face.
Yeah.
And you know, you can really make a statement with it. As you can tell, I've worn the heck out of it.
As you should.
I've beaten it up, I've taken it everywhere, and I'm happy that I did because, you know, I get compliments, I get looks, and although it's not such a hard to find shoe, the story behind it is cool. So the story behind this one is we were at a friend's house getting ready to go see Binary Star, one of the more underrated great hip hop groups, or duos rather. We're gonna see them here. One of my favorite shirts in my collection. It's the Mighty Healthy
Nice.
Listen to Ghostface shirt. Kind of hard to find because Mighty Healthy wasn't as big as it was maybe about 3-4 years ago, and this was only available on the East Coast. So
Nice.
geek that I was able to get this. I'm wearing this shirt, and a friend of mine goes, "Dude, I have the perfect shoes for you." So this isn't one of the stories where I had to go stand in line to get a shoe. This was actually, again, another gift to me from a dear friend, and
That's some cool friends, man. I gotta
Right?
say.
the shoe ends up matching perfectly with the shirt. So we're at the show, having a great old time, and Sanam Siva from Binary Star pulls me and my friend up to the stage, and we get to hang out with them because I guess the shoes stood out.
Right.
So the whole night we're rapping after the show. He comments on the shoes, and you know, we end up exchanging numbers. We hung out a couple times after that, and it was all centered around the shoes, around the 95 Kashima antlers. So not only am I a big soccer fan and a big J-League fan, but I'm a Binary Star fan, I'm a Ghostface fan, and this shoe happened to connect all three in one place at one time, and I'm a better man for it.
So now we're not just coordinating outfits, we're coordinating connections.
Sure. I think
that.
that's the gist of that. But like I said, you might see bigger bangers in this collection, you might see more heat, but these are the stories that always resonate. So every time I wear the shoe, I'm transported to those days, I'm transported to that time, and it makes me that much happier to wear that shoe every time, because it's not just, you know, something to look at, something to be seen in, but it's something that, you know, will always resonate in your head. And I think that always makes anybody feel better, whether it's you know, a certain scent or a certain piece of food that transports you back in time. For us, it happens to be shoes, and I want to keep doing that. So.
That's how it ought to be, man. And I gotta say, this cat is one of those cats, legitimately. Can and continue to spend like hours talking with them in the car about kicks. We took a ride to Vegas not too long ago where we just spoke like 2 hours on like everything from like old NBA players to Jordan Brand to Nike to the whole kick game. And I gotta say, y'all know often on many of my videos I throw these throwback jams from the 90s. This dude is an old soul, because this dude's a little younger than me, and he's listening to all the stuff I was listening to in high school, like he grew up there. So I give it up because he's got that appreciation for that era. So it's not just in the kicks, but it's also in the music.
It's all about substance.
That's all about substance. Well, dude, I appreciate you coming in here today. Yes, sir. Taking the time to meet up with us. Episode 4, come in tomorrow. We're gonna do episode 5, the last and final frontier of this concept series. We're happy you guys came with us on the ride. As I'm gonna tell you tomorrow, watch the whole thing through. Once over, let us know which Super Friend was the one you enjoyed watching the most. The story, not just the kicks, but the whole journey. Anyhow, this is Mickey from Neo39. Catch you tomorrow.